Hello Driver Radio fans, Richard Rush here today with my dad, John Rush, behind the camera. And this is the review of the 2016 Lincoln MKX. This is the Black Label Edition. It's part of some different trim packages or design packages that you can add on to this vehicle, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. This is fully redesigned for 2016. And what did they do for it? Well, they've added a new exterior sheet metal, a roomier interior, higher quality materials, a new turbocharged engine option. Works really well. A 2.7 liter V6 works fantastic. We'll show you that during the driving portion. New adaptive suspension dampers for the all-wheel drive model, which is what this car is right here. And also late in 2016, so not this model, and you'll see that as we get into the side, late in 2016 they will be adding or swapping out the My Lincoln system for the Sync 3, which is actually, we reviewed a new F-150 several weeks back that had the new Sync 3 system. So if you're interested in that, check that review out. Otherwise, just kind of follow along. But that is going to be swapped out. It's a lot more user-friendly, a lot easier to use. So with that being said, let's take a walk around. I'm going to go through some of the features of the car, and then we're going to get into the interior and really dive into this vehicle. So as you can see, for those of you that are Lincoln fans, nice sleek look. For those of you that are Ford fans, you'll notice this is essentially a Ford Edge, and the Edge just got a redesign a couple years ago, as did this vehicle again this year. Really has some high quality features on it, some very nice luxurious features. As I mentioned, this is the Black Label Edition, or I should say group, and that's what it is Ford. That's what Lincoln calls it. So there's 4 trim levels available, or group levels available: Premier, Select, Reserved, and Black Label. What does the Black Label give you? It gives you unique 20-inch wheels. So while the Reserve package has 20-inch wheels on it, this has a unique set of wheels just specific to the Black Label. LED headlights, which you saw on the front. A simulated suede headliner. I'm going to hop over here real quick. Upgraded leather. The Revel Ultima 19-speaker surround sound system. There's 4 on the MKX, whether you get the Black Label or not. There's 4 different design themes to choose from. Actually, I take that back. It is on the Black Label. There's 4 different design themes to choose from. And I can't really name all of them. This one has the Modern Heritage design theme on it. And what that changes is the trim color, the color of the upholstery, headliner, and carpeting. So that adds a lot of different features and niceties to it. And the Black Reserve program, buying the Black Label, gives you access to the Black Reserve program. And some of you are going to say, what is that? Well, I'm going to tell you. The Black Reserve program, they have their own specific website. I would encourage you to go to that website and check it out, because I can't name every single feature. However, here's just an overview and the highlights. It gives you vehicle care, so vehicle washes, detailing. I think it's once or twice a year. Maybe it's even all year round. I'm not entirely sure. It gives you the Black Label Experience Liaison, essentially a salesperson that will walk you through the entire process. A mobile showroom, culinary benefits, so you actually get a free meal to one of a select number of restaurants, high-end restaurants throughout, and you also get, throughout your time of owning the car, you get discounts to those different restaurants. You get pickup and delivery of your vehicle with a loaner car for any scheduled maintenance or service that needs to be performed on your vehicle. So someone will come to your home or place of business, pick up your car, drop off a loaner vehicle, and then they will drop your car back off when it's ready. And there's also some high quality special materials specific to the Black Label car. So with that, this is probably a good stopping point. We're going to stop the car, kind of switch angle, or stop the video, switch angles, come around, show you the exterior, or show you the back end, I should say, talk about that, talk about the interior, go on a drive, and give you our opinion of the 2016 Lincoln MKX. So there is the easy open tailgate. As you can see, very easy to do. You just step up to the car after a few seconds away, or if you've gone to the grocery store. Go more to the side, more to the driver's side, and then just wave your foot underneath it, the kick to open you can say, and it just opens the hatch automatically. A really nice handy feature. More and more car companies and car manufacturers are going to the hands-free open system. So as we get into the back seat here, you can see very nice spacious open back seat. Again, was moving my house this past weekend still. It had more than enough room in terms of cargo capacity. 37.2 cubic feet here in the back seat with both seats up. With the seats down, you've got 68.8 cubic feet, and a nice little handy feature. Both seats right here, you can fold them down. I'll actually do that once you see the buttons. Dad, I'll let you pull out, and then I'll hit the right one so you can see what that looks like. You just push it, and it folds it right down. So you don't have to go all the way around, open the doors. I actually had a step ladder in here this past weekend. Had to put it in all the way because it wouldn't fit here in the back seat. And it was really easy to do that, easy to operate it. You do have a nice Lincoln mat back here. Want to show you this really quick. Some storage underneath here where the spare tire is at, but you can store a vast amount of materials back here. If you wanted to store, I don't know, an air pump, there's a filter back here if you needed to add some fluids to your car. There's some jacks, some emergency medical situation, whatever you need to do there. You are able to do that. You got the pull down handle, or you've got the push button right here, which will allow the gate to go down. One thing I will comment on, and we'll kind of mix the opinion portion in here really quick. Lincoln, for a car that's $65,000, I would really like to see this hidden up into here some way, shape, or how. There's a lot of other manufacturers that are doing that. Just a personal preference maybe for us. Some of you viewers might not necessarily care, but this is something that when you do look back in the rear view, you notice the windshield wiper right here. So something to note. So with that, we'll actually come around to the side. I think this will be the best angle for the sun. And we'll open it. Again, has hands-free opening. Lift that seat up really quick. This seat is set for about a 5'9", 5'10". Actually, I take that back. That seat over there, the driver's seat, is in exit mode. You can see this seat is nearly in the same capacity as the driver's seat. So as I hop in here, you'll be able to see that I've got a full amount of legroom right here. Again, this is set for about a 6 foot or taller individual, and I've still got probably 2 to 3 inches right here of legroom. Very easy to sit back here. I feel very comfortable. Plenty of headroom. Very easy, especially with this nice panoramic sunroof here. It gives you the ability to, I guess, have more headroom than you might expect with it having the sunroof right there. Nice apportionments on the door. You've got some, I don't really know what to say about it other than it's absolutely beautiful in my opinion. This black label trim is fantastic. You do have heated seats back here in the back, a power port, as well as a 110 volt outlet actually to plug in your appliances, you could say. And then back here you do have a cup holder and center armrest console. Not a huge deal, but as we do hop in and out, you have the ability, very easy to get in and out of this car without any issues. One other thing to note before we head out, or two more things I should say, you do have a power port, kind of a cigarette lighter hole right here, as well as a full 110 outlet, which is really nice and handy. You have the center console that does have some cup holders in it. One other thing that not a lot of cars have, the inflatable seat belts right here, and you can actually see right here, it says inflatable belt, and you can just tell it's a little bit beefier of a belt. Different buckle right here, but again, for the backseat passengers, especially if you have kids, that's a very nice and great safety feature for you in the back seats. And not sure if I mentioned it before, but again, heated back seats right here. You can fit 3 full-size adults in here. I don't know if I would do that for a long trip, but for 2016, Lincoln has lengthened slightly, I don't have exact numbers, and widened the vehicle in both aspects of it, which makes it a lot more roomier. So with that, let's actually hop into the front seat and we'll go from there. All right, fans, we're here for the front seat portion of the 2016 Lincoln MKX. Before we kind of go too much further, I want to show you the door apportionments for the front seat. Again, nice soft leather apportionments, really upgraded for this black reserve edition, or black label edition, I apologize there. Really nice apportionments on the door. You can see the speakers right there, again, part of this Rebel Ultima 19 speaker sound system. Works really well. We'll show that as we get into it. Again, you can see the nice Lincoln door plate right there. Looks tremendous and fantastic. As we get in here into the interior seats, extremely comfortable, soft leather seats. I wish I had the window sticker and I can describe how exactly Lincoln describes them. I can just tell you they're incredibly comfortable. They do massage you. We'll talk about that in the driving portion when we can show you the My Lincoln display. Everything else works really well in this vehicle. very easy to use steering controls. You do have adaptive cruise control on here, lane keep assist, which we'll show you during the driving portion. Your gear selector is actually up here along the left side of the infotainment display. Took a little bit of getting used to, nothing that was too major, just something that I didn't really realize was there. And so it took me a second to get used to it. All other than that, very easy to use controls, very easy to operate. I don't have to stretch overly far in order to control it. I mentioned in the opening, you do have this kind of synthetic suede headliner that they've added into here, and honestly, you wouldn't know the difference. Works really, really well. It gives this car a nice, luxurious feel to it. And nice open center console right here. Again, the ability to store maybe a cell phone right there, and you can put it down in here, which you do have an auxiliary port right there, or I should not an auxiliary port, a USB port, and you have another USB port right there with the map card. So quite a bit of storage here in the front seat. 2 cup holders fit more than enough, and you have this nice center storage area as well along with here, so more than enough places to put your whether it be your phone, your cups, your folders, whatever it is, more than enough room to do that. So with that being said, let's actually take a quick drive, and then we'll give you our opinion of the 2016 Lincoln MKX. All right, fans, here we are on the driving portion. Gonna pull out and get started. One thing I'm gonna note, this does have the 2.7 liter V6 EcoBoost with 335 horsepower, and this thing runs tremendous. I don't know how else to say it other than this engine works fantastic. It really does get up and go when you need it to, puts out a lot of horsepower. The fuel economy is actually better than you might think. This all-wheel drive model is rated for, I want to say 17 and 24. I'm going to make sure I'm careful here. Yep, 17 and 24, 19 combined. I've actually been able to average right around 21. My dad's been able to average right at that 23, 24 mark, and that's with me pushing it relatively hard throughout this week, trying to see how the EcoBoost would handle, and at our altitude, it works really, really well. In terms of how this car drives in noise level, I'm gonna be quiet here for a second and let you hear how quiet this vehicle is. There's not a lot of outside noise. You do have active noise cancellation that they've added to the vehicle. It's tremendously quiet in here. You don't have to raise your voice to have a conversation. You can sit here and literally have a conversation with anyone at any point in time with relative ease. You don't have to worry about the outside noise, someone honking, cars driving by, the road noise. It really, really works well, and Lincoln has done a fantastic job at that, in my opinion. In terms of a lot of the other refinements, just a very nice, smooth driving vehicle. The car itself is smooth. It handles really, really well. You're able to maneuver in and out of parking spaces. It does have the ability to parallel and perpendicular park. We don't have the ability to show you that to you today, but it does have the ability to do that. And Dad, I'm actually going to kind of get up here. We're going to turn around so you can see the infotainment system just a bit better. Or maybe, you know what might help is if we close the panoramic sunroof, and maybe Dad, if you can show them, you do have the ability to close this shade up here without having to do a whole lot to the rest of the car, which is really a nice feature. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to turn around here really quick. Bear with us. Want to show you the infotainment display and how well it works actually. And this is actually probably a good time, Dad, to show them the rear view camera as well as the 360-degree surround camera. So again, the ability, really nice to see everything around it. You do have the dynamic grid lines right there, as well as the overview 360-degree view. Works really, really well, really nice. Also, another feature is you can see the front of your cars. If you are pulling into a tight parking space, you can push that camera button right here on the right-hand side, and it allows you and gives you the ability to see that relatively easily. So really a nice feature. We'll put it in park here really quick, and it switches. Again, this is the My Lincoln system. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it because the new system, the Sync 3, which again was in the Ford F-150 that we drove several weeks ago, is going to be in the system a little bit later, but so don't want to spend too much time. You do have your climate control right here. You can access everything from there. Heated and ventilated front seats, a heated steering wheel. If you go to the settings right here, you have the ability of changing your ambient lighting color to one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different colors. Really a cool feature, along with your multi-contour seats, so I can turn on my massaging right here for my driver. just hit that and I can actually feel it kick on. It will massage your thighs, your lower back, up to your mid back, won't do your high back. You can go to the adjusting and it will actually turn off the seats right there, and you can adjust lumbar support, your your leg support right here, your middle of your back support. It's hard to see, again, I do apologize about the sunlight, maybe that's a little bit easier to see, but really gives you a lot of different control and a lot of different ability with the front seat of this car. Your dual climate control is right here, your fan speed, tune knobs, volume knobs, very easily accessible. If you don't want to use the touch screen for your heated and cooled seats, you can do that down here. Again, very easy to use, easy to operate. Go to the home screen. In my opinion, the My Lincoln system works relatively well. I don't have too many issues with it or complaints, but the Sync 3 does work better overall in the grand scheme of things. In terms of the safety features, lane keep assist, this will actually drive the car for you. I've found times where I'm actually going around a corner and the car will steer me back because I'm getting a little bit too close to hugging the line, so I kind of have to hold onto the steering wheel, make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. A really cool feature there. So what do we think about this car? Oh, I take that back. One last feature. This does come with the My Key system. So parents, if you have this car and you're letting your teenager drive it for the day or for the night, maybe for prom or something, you can program the key to set things such as speed limit and stereo volume, which is a great safety feature for you parents, to where if you don't want them to go over 70 miles an hour, or maybe you don't want them to take highway so they can't go over 50 miles an hour, something like that, you can do that, as well as the sound systems. You don't have to worry about them just jamming out and not really paying attention to the road. So some really nice safety features there. But again, what do we think about this car? Again, 2016 Lincoln MKX. What are the pros? Great apportionments, very nice interior, refined, a lot of cool features, the massaging seats, the ambient lighting, the panoramic sunroof, very comfortable to drive, a lot of nice safety features with the lane keep assist, the park sense, or the parking that we'll do for you, all the cameras. Cons? Well, some of you might say price at $65,000, but keep in mind who this car is competing with: the Audi, BMWs, Range Rovers of the world. This car is up there in terms of price because it's designed to compete with those different manufacturers and those vehicles, and I think it does a fairly good job at that. The only major con I would say, or not even major, minor, the rear windshield wiper. I would like to see that maybe put away, tucked away, hidden away. Some people aren't huge fans of the looks of the car. I personally like the looks, but you're going to have to be the judge of that. So overall, Lincoln, 2 thumbs up from us here at Drive Radio. We think you've done an exceptional job. If you want to learn more about this vehicle, head to your local Lincoln dealer and tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.